In this video, we're going to discuss creating and sharing new reports in PRS. So from the Home tab, let's go over to the Reports tab here. And we'll talk briefly about navigating the Reports tab. So over here on the left, you have recent reports that you've seen, any reports that you've created, any reports that you've created and set to private. And those could be any reports you just don't want other people to see, or things or information that only you are focused on. You can have public reports, so anybody across the PRS database who makes a report that's within your permission level, you can see those reports. And then there's this All Reports tab where you can see all reports that are within the PRS database that aren't marked as private. You can also create folders. So the way that reports are shared is done through folder creation. So any folders that you've created or been shared with you will show up in this section. And then you also have the ability to mark some folders or reports as favorites so you can find them quickly. But for now, let's go ahead and build a new report. So let's go up here to this New Report button. And the way that building a report works is you first have to select a report type. So there's multiple types over here. The ones that will most likely be used are applicants and contacts, prospects, or activities. So for this example, let's go ahead and create an applicants report. And then when you select a report type, you're given these subtypes over here on the right. So for this one, we're just going to choose the generic, it's an applicant report. So we'll select that, click continue. And that's going to take us into our report builder. So first you have the ability to change the name. So we're going to call this All Applicants. And we can even say Minneapolis, which is where I am. Okay. So over here you have two main tabs. You have the Outline tab and then the Filter tab where you can add filters to your data. So to start out, we're going to go ahead and start with the Filter tab. So for this, you have the ability to see what applicants you want to see. Do you want to see applicants that are owned by me, applicants that are within my team, which is usually run by districts or your location, or all applicants? And so for this example, let's do all applicants. And then we have the ability to set a time frame. And there are multiple time frames you can choose from. You can do off the fiscal year, off a week, off the current month. You can even do reports for today. And so if I were to select today, every time I refresh this report or open this report, it would automatically update based on today's information. So if I open this report on February 2nd, it would show me all the applicants that are in the system as of February 2nd. But for this example, let's go ahead and do current fiscal year. So we'll go ahead and click apply. And so what this is going to show us are all the applicants in the system for the current fiscal year. So now we're going to add some more filters to our data. So let's start by looking only at the applicants that are in my region. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and add a filter for RSID. And you can select an operator here, and as you can see, there's multiple selections you can pick for operator, but we're going to do equals, and then pick our RSID value that applies to our region. So now you can see that the applicants have now automatically filtered over here in this preview to show only those applicants found in this RSID. And let's add another filter too. Let's say we're only interested in applicants with an ASVAB test score over 50. So we're going to do greater than, actually we'll do greater or equal to 50. Click apply. And now, as you can see, we only see applicants who are in this RSID with an ASVAB test score greater than or equal to 50. And one of the great things about reports too and filters is you can actually add something called filter logic. And what this allows you to do is to string filters together. So right now, we are looking at applicants that both only exist in the RSID 253A51 and also have an ASVAB test score greater than or equal to 50. But let's say we wanted to find applicants that met one or the other of this criteria. We could just change this to 1 or 2. And if I click apply here, what that's going to do is show either applicants who are in RSID 253A51 or any applicant that has an ASVAB test score greater than or equal to 50. And so using filter logic allows you to string filters together and really get down into your data to only look at the filters that you want and only look at the data that you want. So for this example, we're just going to remove the logic because we want to see all the applicants in this RSID with this test score. So now going back to the outline, you can add additional columns if you'd like to. So let's say, for example, we wanted to see, we wanted to add who created the applicant record. You can add a created by column and it'll go ahead and populate in the preview on the right here. You can also adjust the location of the columns just by simply clicking and dragging. And if you want to get rid of them, you can just click the remove button and it'll take the column off. Now you can also add groupings into your reports. So you go over here to this group rows tab and you have the ability to sort your results in your report based on groups that you set. So in this case, let's go ahead and add in the applicant owners. So the recruiters that own the applicants in our report. So as you can see, when you add a group, you can now see all of the applicants that are owned by this recruiter. So you can also add a chart in the edit function. So click add chart button up here. And it usually defaults to a horizontal bar chart, but if you click this little cog icon, you can select the different types of reports or charts that you want to see. So for this one, example, we're just going to keep it as a simple bar. All right, and now we're going to click save and run. And now our report has been created, and as you scroll down, you can see all the results based on the filters and selections that you set. Now up here you have a couple options. You can add filters directly from this page. And you also have the ability to add different details to your chart and also to your report, such as subtotals, the grand total, and counts of records. If you need to go back in and edit the report, you just click this edit button. And then you have this drop-down button here where you can actually export your report to Excel. You can delete it, you can add it to a dashboard directly from here. There's a whole bunch of different options you can choose from in this drop-down arrow. So now that we've created our report, we're going to go ahead and share it with users that we select. So we're going to go back into this Reports tab here. And the way that sharing reports works is you have to share a folder. So what you have to do first is create a folder and then share that folder with the appropriate users or group of users. So to create a folder, you just go down here to All Folders, click this New Folder button, and then you give your folder a label or a name. For this example, I've already created a folder, so we're just going to use that. So I'll go to Created by Me and Applicant Reports. So to share the applicant report that we just created, we're going to click over here, click Share. And in this case, we want to share with users, but you can also share by roles as well. So you could share it with all recruiters if you wanted to. So we're just going to search for a user. So let's do Roxanne. And then we can add multiple users if we'd like to, and then we can select their access. So let's say she should be able to edit. So we're going to let Roxanne edit this. And then when we're done, we're going to go ahead and click the Share button. And then there you go. Down here, you can also edit the users that you've shared the report with. So let's say I don't want Roxanne to be able to edit this anymore. I can simply click Unshare, stop sharing, and now she no longer has access. So that is creating reports and sharing reports in PRS.